Right, guys, it's been a long time since I've been on this channel. I've been focusing on Vlog with Bern channel, my other YouTube channel, and I can't even remember the last time I put a video out on this channel. I hope you can see me because it's so sunny and so hot in my car right now. Wow, I'm like just in between like getting stuff done. I thought I'd do a quick shot. Well, let's see if it's quick and short. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to be a two-parter or three-parter video, this one. It's been eating away at me for the last couple of weeks to make this video. I've had the intuition now for a couple of weeks to make a video all about my life from start till now. And you might ask, why do I want to make this video? Why is it important for people? I feel like my life in general can help people, can help many people, because maybe you might find it interesting, but also I think when someone goes through so much unhappiness and so much darkness and transforms it and starts to look at their life in a different perspective and enjoy the life when they've been so down, I think it's important because so many people suffer with so many different things on this planet. And if you can see someone else has done it and been through all that negativity and still made it through the other side, I think it just gives inspiration out to people. So, you know, this part will be all about my childhood and school days, what I was like, explaining why I was like what I was like in school. So I had really bad asthma. My asthma's got better along the years. I had it really bad when I was younger. I couldn't really join in with many games or anything. I didn't really get started with my like fitness or sports till I was 11 or 12, which is pretty old, really. You know, realistically, I'd love to get into football at like 5 or 6, but it was double that. Obviously, to do with my asthma, I couldn't really get involved with activities and things like that. I was always a bit of a shy kid, a bit of a soft kid, to be honest. Probably a very emotional kid. But I don't know if this is the norm, but I don't have many childhood memories. I can't really remember my childhood. I can remember bits and pieces, but I can't really remember getting started in life till I was like high school, year 7. I don't know why. I don't know if I've chosen that for a certain reason. I don't know. But I can't really remember a lot of childhood memories. But from what I've been told and what I remember, I was shy, timid, not confident at all in myself or anything that I was doing. So I can't really comment on anything before like year 7 high school. When I got into year 7 high school, that's when I started to play football and started to try and get my fitness up, because, you know, I was always unfit. I was always struggling to breathe during the races in school and stuff. I'd always finish last, mainly because I was struggling to breathe that much. And then sort of like going into school, I didn't really understand why we went to school, to be honest. I didn't really like lessons. The only lessons I really liked was maths, because maths seemed to have a purpose. Like if 3 plus, to me, 3 plus 3 being 6 is like a fact. Do you know what I mean? Maths seems like logical and believable to me, but like doing history, how much of the history that we was being taught, how much was it true, how much had been bent, you know, the truth had been bent, you know, and little lessons like that I just couldn't get into. I couldn't focus. I couldn't give a damn, to be honest, about learning anything about it. So that led to me being told off. I loved high school, mainly for the reason that I could be the class clown, because I wanted to have a laugh. I wanted to see my friends. I didn't want to take it too seriously. I wanted teachers saying, you need to listen, you need to sit down, you need to concentrate. I used to just think, I used to go the other way and be disruptive and if I wasn't disruptive, I just wouldn't listen. I'd be thinking about what I'm doing tonight. I'd be thinking about the game that I'm going on when I get home. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't interested at all in lessons. I grew into PE because I got fit. I got fitter. I got better at football, better at sports in general. So I liked pushing myself. I liked the competitiveness of PE, of sport. But like any other lesson, like I said, other than PE and maths, I wasn't interested in the slightest. Didn't see the meaning in actually doing it. That led to me wagging it, which led to detentions, we had an RAC in our school. I don't know if people know about what that is. It's basically, if you be naughty, you get put in it was almost like a prison cell for 6 lessons. So we had bars around the room, and we had to sit there and shut up, and it was boring. It was horrible. You couldn't play out with your friends, and that was the worst bit for me. I wanted to be out with my friends playing football and messing about and having a laugh. That's what school was for me. But yeah, in that aspect, I did enjoy school. And GCSEs come up, couldn't care less. Couldn't give a damn. You need to revise. I used to think, I'll do what I want. I was very boisterous. I'll do what I want. Do I want to revise? No. Do I want to mess about with my friends? 100%. So that's all I did. That's all I did. And I had fun doing that. And then sort of like when I got first proper girlfriend. I think that was year 11. It wasn't proper, like a first proper school girlfriend, right? There's different types of girlfriend and boyfriend relationships in school. It was one of them that feels serious, but it's only a school one. And yeah, I left school, went into sixth form, which is the same school, but like college. Broke up I did a year there and went up to a different college. And that's when the real sort of, I've never really felt emotions before, other than like happy and having a laugh. I just have a laugh in school. And then when I got to college, it hit me. It really hit me. And that's when the dark days become for me. I discovered what it's like to feel down. I discovered what it's like to feel homesick, whatever that meant. I felt homesick. I felt lost, unhappy. All the dark emotions that you can feel, I suddenly felt them very quickly. And it was a shock to the system. College was a brand new start anyway. I didn't really know anybody. I knew a couple of people in my class that was in college, not too close with them. A couple of lads in that class, no offense to them or anything like that, but I felt like they were snaky and they went behind my back. It's growing up. It's what happens in college. It's what happens in school. People go behind each other's backs. There's no meaning behind it. There's no purpose. You're growing up. You're learning. But yeah, a couple of people went behind my back in college, started spreading rumours about me. The girlfriend who I thought was serious, bear in mind I'm 17. I feel like these emotions, I'm feeling like everything is very, very serious at this point. Everything and anything can break your heart at that age, I feel. And I got friendly with a couple of lads, and obviously, like I said, I felt like they snaked me. The girl I was with broke up with me. She went off with another boy, and it was like, oh my God, like, what's going on? I remember getting into class, and I remember thinking, no one likes me in this class. No one likes me. They're all going behind my back. I've got no one to speak to. I've got no one to talk to. I've got no one to turn to. I can't have a laugh. I remember the day after she broke up with me, I sort of got into class and I was 15 minutes late because of the bus. I got a bus at that time, didn't drive. And the teacher absolutely demolished me in front of the whole class. He just went in on me saying I'm arrogant, can't believe you're late, who do you think you are? You don't turn up to college late. And I was already going through that from last night, the sadness. I remember just sat there like on the verge of crying. I'd never really cried before in my life, only over silly things, but it was the first time I really sat there thinking, shit, I'm upset. I feel heartbroken. I felt, and all the people in the class were laughing, taking the mick out of me, and it suddenly hit me. I thought, oh my, this is different. I never felt like this before. I'm hurting. And I remember being on the verge of tears, and I thought, no, don't cry, because that'll make it even worse. But yeah, I had a horrible year in college that year. And I think just overall, I think being in school and not taking it too serious and having a laugh, and then all of a sudden having like a couple of incidents, maybe 2, 3, or maybe even 4 incidents happen all at the same time, it really shocked me. It shocked me to the core, and whew, I can't even describe it. I got really unhappy, and then it was like all of a sudden, like, it hit me that I'm doing what? Oh shit, I'm alive. Do you know what I mean? I'm alive. I'm in this world. Crap. I've got to start concentrating. I've got to get a job. I don't like college. What am I going to do? What do I want to do? And I didn't have a clue what I was going to do in my life till like 28. So you got to imagine this is another 10 years of not knowing what I'm doing. I'm not having a clue what my passion was in life. That's really scary, waking up in the morning, not giving it, to be honest, not really caring about what I'm doing, not caring about if I sort of wake up or not. And I know it sounds really dark, but I'm just trying to be so honest with this video. Like, I'm trying to be really, really honest, and I didn't care. I didn't care if I woke up. I didn't care what I was doing in my life. I just wanted to escape. Tried to, when I turned 18, I tried to go out drinking. Didn't like beer. Never really enjoyed beer. So how can I escape if I don't enjoy beer? Trying to fit in to different people or different crowds of people. Trying to fit in, which made me even more miserable because I was not being myself. I was trying to fit in with different groups of lads, and they were all like enjoying going out and sleeping with women and going out getting drunk, and it was never me, but I used to force it upon myself. You know, you get asked who have you slept with recently, mate, and you know, it was all like that back in the day. And you've got to think, oh crap, I've got to impress them. I've got to start sleeping with people. What am I supposed to do? I've got to impress them. I've got to start drinking beer. I hate beer. So it just went into a downward spiral of just unhappiness. Really unhappiness, and mainly because I wasn't myself. And I stopped college after 3 years. I did an extra year at college just because I was trying to escape from actual reality, to be honest. And I got numerous jobs. I had numerous relationships. I probably had about 4 or 5 relationships that was lasting a month to 6 months to a couple of years. It's just not working. Miserable. Jobs were awful. Warehouse jobs that I hated. I couldn't stand them. Working at a bowling company for £5 an hour, it's crap. I couldn't stand my life. Honestly, I can't exaggerate to you, and nobody would know because I had a smile on my face. I used to just laugh it off. I used to just go out with my mates and, you know, be the clown, the class clown that I've always used to be, and then I'd go home and be miserable as anything. But no one knew, you see. No one had a clue. So I spent all my 20s just living this life that I hated, spending the majority of it just hiding in bed. Honestly, sometimes my mates would call for me, I'd just hide in bed, pretend that I'm like not in the house. Honestly, it was awful. And look, I'm not comparing my life to anybody else. I'm sure I'm not saying that my life's the worst it's ever, you know, nobody can get a life like me. I've come up from, it's all about perspectives, and I'm sure 1,000% that people have had a harder life than me. 100%. But inside, it's how you feel. And I felt like crap. I hated my life. I hated myself. So, you know, it is about perspectives. And I wasn't happy in my life. And I did feel crap. And I did feel lonely. I did feel homesick, even though I didn't know what that meant. I used to sit there thinking to myself, it used to wind me up. It used to really do my head in. I'm homesick. But then I couldn't describe that feeling. How would you describe feeling homesick? How did I feel homesick? I don't have a clue what it even meant. But I knew I did. And, you know, I carried on through my 20s until I got to lockdown. Until I got to lockdown, I was really, you know, living a life of someone else's, pretending to be someone I'm not. And that's where I'll leave this video, guys, because next video is really important. It's the bread and butter of my life. It's what changed me. I'll explain what happened. I'll explain everything. So as much detail as I can. I'll explain how my life changed, why it changed, why I changed my perspectives on life. And I'll really get into it, how dark I actually got before I had to snap out of it and wake up. So yeah, it'll be a two-parter. Thanks for listening. God, it's hot. I feel like I'm sweating, and I might be sweating on this video, but who cares? Thank you so much for listening. I'm honestly, I love making videos like this, because if it can help someone or it can inspire someone, that's what these videos are for. So yeah, join me for part 2. It's going to get deep. It's going to get deep.